What up YouTube? So we're back and today we're gonna be actually doing the never have I ever questions, and we're gonna try to get most through them in this video. So yeah, let's get it going.
Okay, so first question is, never have I ever, hold on. Oh, okay, it's because I was, okay. We can edit. Okay, so first question is, never have I ever eaten a whole pizza.
I have.
I have not.
I have.
Like a whole pizza, like, it
Like,
depends. I've had a whole, like, individual pizza.
no, like a large pizza. Let's say a
No.
large pizza.
No.
Really?
No.
I have.
I haven't. Were you by yourself or were you with, like, other people?
No, I'm upset.
Fun.
Yeah.
Never have I ever gone skinny dipping.
No.
No.
Nowadays? Mm-mm.
Never have I ever cried while watching the Titanic.
I actually did the first time I saw it. First time.
I think I did too.
I just thought it was pretty sad at the end.
What gets me is the part where, like, the two old people are, like, cuddling. Never have I ever cried at a Pixar movie.
I have.
I have.
Do you remember which one?
Up. I know Up for sure. And that's one of my favorite all-time movies.
I cried for in the movie of Wall-E.
Okay, I don't think I cried during that one.
I did. It was
But
sad.
I know Up for sure.
I know Up is a really good movie.
So that I may talk. Squirrel!
Yeah,
I
I love
remember
that
it.
movie.
Yeah. When he's like,
Eva! Never have I ever smuggled food or candy into a movie theater. I have. I just did not last weekend.
Baby, we just smuggled candy and Yoo-hoo.
Uh-huh.
Okay, back in the day when me and my siblings used to go to the movies, we would smuggle in like McDonald's, we would smuggle in Subway.
That sounds lit.
It was lit. And then we was all like munching away watching the movie like if we were at home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, because my sister would take like a big bag, like the ones you have, but a little bit bigger. And we just like smashed it. Well, didn't smash it, but like put it in there like all carefully, and then we're like, hey, pass me my burgers. And, like,
Aww.
and then you would hear just like the crumbling of the wrapper. And then like you would just be like, and then watching the movie. And then the only thing we would buy is sodas.
Yeah.
Like no candy.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe in buying candy yet.
Oh hell no, it's a ripoff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's like
it's really bad.
just like 2 candies. It's like buying like a ticket and a half to go into the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's a lot. Never have I ever tried to cut my own hair. I have. I've actually cut my own hair.
I've actually cut my own hair too.
I've cut it successfully and unsuccessfully.
Oh man.
I remember a couple instances I cut my own bangs, and there was once when I was in high school and I cut my bangs and I went a little too short and they were like up here. So it was really bad. But my Aunt Patty, she actually went to beauty school and she told me how to properly cut my own hair into layers. So if I really wanted to cut my hair into layers, I know how to do it like really well. It's actually really easy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I used to cut my own hair, and like sometimes it would be really long, and I don't know why, like I would kind of get embarrassed, like when I would go to the barber, so I would just buzz my own hair, like do it like a number 8 and try to do the best I can, and then when I go to the barber, I'd just be like, oh, I'll just take a taper, you know.
That's cool.
But like, or sometimes I'll be like, let me get a taper and a trim, which means like a trim, and then the taper's on the side, and yeah. And then I got to the point where like one time I tried to do my own taper. I learned my lesson not to do it. And then the next day, sure enough, I was at the barber's getting it fixed.
Aww. Were you able to fix it? Were they able to fix it?
Yeah, because I didn't cut too much into it. Like the part that I cut into it a lot was like down here. And that's like what they shave up. So I was in between.
Oh, okay.
Like, thank you, baby Jesus.
Never have I ever had a fake ID.
I've never had one.
I actually haven't either. I have not. No. Never have I ever lied to get a job. I have, in a sense. I mean, I've enhanced my resume, but never too crazy. You know?
I recently lied.
How?
Because I didn't, well, I don't know if it's I really consider lying. I just didn't put in a job that I had previously.
Okay, I've done that too.
Oh, okay, I don't know if that's because you know how they want like your full work experience?
Yeah.
So what I did was I replaced those 2 years that I worked at that job. I replaced them with a job that I had before.
So you just kind of extended it.
Well, basically I took out the last job I had.
Yeah.
And then I put another one that I had previously.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well,
Yeah,
previously.
I remember you doing that.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if it's a lie or not, but it worked.
Yeah. Never have I ever eaten food that fell on the floor.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the 5-second rule.
I have. But never like at a public place or that it felt like, you know, on the floor, like out in the street. But like
always
on
at
the
home.
floor at home, I have. Not gonna lie. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, it fell. You just grab it and then you just like kind of look at it. Like,
Yeah. I've done that.
I've done that.
But
too.
never like in a public place.
Me neither. You don't know who's been there.
You don't want to do that. No. Never have I ever made dumb faces at myself in the bathroom mirrors. I do that all the time. I have.
I have. I do the little smoochy face. That's like, hello.
Oh my god. Never have I ever stayed up for more than 24 hours. I have. I used to do it all the time in high school. All the time. And now I think 24 hours would be like, I think we've done it before, right? But I've been really tired.
Yeah.
Never have I ever dropped my phone in the toilet.
I've never
have.
I've never.
I have. I had my phone in my back pocket once, and so when I pulled down my pants, boop, it fell into the toilet. Yeah, so thankfully there was nothing, like there was no pee in the toilet.
Or no doo-doo.
But it was still in the toilet.
Yeah, but that's more, yeah.
Yeah, but it was an iPhone and I had just gotten it. And it was my very first iPhone ever. My very first iPhone was the 3GS. And I paid for that myself. So of course I went and I put it in rights and then it worked.
What do you have now, baby?
The iPhone 8.
Whoa, so fancy.
Let's see. Never have I ever chugged a beer in less than 10 seconds.
Nailed it.
I haven't. I don't like beer, so I would not be able to do that.
Well, basically the reason why I did it is because I was challenged to.
Oh, the baby shower?
Yeah, and then the guy's like, oh, I bet you can't do it. And I was like, all right, just give me a beer. And we went head to head, killed him. And then when I was done, he was like, oh man, you can chug a beer. I was like, man, come on. Ain't no rookie.
Next one is, never have I ever been kicked out of a bar.
I've never been kicked out of a bar.
Me either. I can count in one hand the times I've actually been to a bar. So, no.
And be like, well, I have my hand, you have your hand.
Never have I ever gotten a tattoo that I regret. I haven't, but that's because I don't have any tattoos.
I was going to say, wait, you virgin. No, like, I'm actually pretty happy with all my ink. This, and then I also have this. I'm pretty happy. Like, this is what I wanted on my body. So, and I plan to get more.
Let's see. Next one is, never have I ever sang terrible karaoke while drunk. I haven't. I feel like I sound so boring, but I really haven't.
I've never done karaoke.
I have, but I was not drunk, and it was at my house. I remember I I used to hang out with my friends. Sometimes they'd go over to my house, and my
Mhm.
dad, he still has it, the karaoke thing.
That big old thing?
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty
he
cool.
has microphones and stuff. And we were in the backyard. We had a little fire.
Fire pit.
Yeah, we had a fire pit. We were roasting marshmallows.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What do you consider a fire pit?
No, at that time we had an actual fire pit.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because my definition of a fire pit
Uh-huh.
at my mom's house, it
Uh-huh.
was like literally the shell of a washer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then we would just throw our wood in there, and then we
Uh-huh.
would just light it up and make s'mores and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, at my house, it's been kind of on both sides of the spectrum. It's been like a legit fire pit,
Mm-hmm.
and we've also had, like, you know how my mom has concrete in the back because
Mhm.
her driveway kind of extends out.
Yeah.
My dad has just been like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw some wood together, and it was just there. And I mean, it's worked. So, like I said, like we've had an actual fire pit, and we've had just wood that we were burning. So, but it works, and when it's cold, oh, it feels so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Never have I ever stayed in my pajamas all day long.
I have.
I have,
And it feels so good.
Yes, that's like the best.
Especially when it's cold.
Yes.
Like those cold rainy days. Ooh.
Mhm.
Loving it.
I love, well, I love the rain regardless, but I love those cold rainy days. And then I like to take a shower and get back into like fresh PJs and just
Mhm.
like chill.
And watch movies and stuff.
Yeah,
I can't wait for those days.
that was awesome. Or like a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's currently like 85 degrees here, so. And it's the middle of October.
Yeah. But I think it'll kick in December.
Mhm.
It always does.
Never have I ever given a stranger a fake phone number. I have.
I haven't.
I have. And the way that I did it was, I remember this one because I was kind of like debating whether to give this guy my number or not. And I started, and all the digits were right except for the last one. Once I got to the last two, I was like, nope. And I switched up the last number. So, I mean, technically it's still wrong phone number because
Yeah.
he
'Cause of
couldn't
the
get a
last
hold of me.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always given my real number.
No. I've given a fake one.
I mean, because what's the worst? Like, you just block them.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Never have I ever been slapped in the face. I have.
But like a legit full-on blown slap? Like a fight?
No.
Or like a playing around fight? I mean, slap.
Well, see, and this is a story from when I was little. I had a best friend. She's my dad's cousin's daughter, and we're very close in age. And we started slapping each other for fun. And each slap was getting like a little harder, right? Like we started slapping each other, kind of like playing around.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one was harder.
And then it turned into a big old full-on slapping
Yes,
competition.
and she was older and she was a lot stronger than me,
Yeah.
so she made me cry. And my mom was just laughing because when I went and told her I was crying, but she was like, you do understand, you guys started slapping each other for fun, right?
Turned out to a brawl.
Yeah. But yeah. But as far as like someone else slapping me, like you said, for like fighting or whatever, no. You have? No. Never have I ever laughed so hard that I peed my pants.
I don't think I haven't.
I have.
I haven't.
In my defense though, I've always, ever since I was little, I've always had bladder issues, and to this day,
Still do.
I have to pee all the time. Yeah. Never have I ever faked a fever to miss school.
Oh. I have. I faked my own death once. Just not to go to school.
Really?
No.
Oh, I was like, that's a little extreme. No, never faked a fever. But I had definitely faked being sick. And especially when I got older. And you know, you have your monthly. As a girl, especially with my dad, because he was like, I don't want to hear about it. You can stay home. I don't care. I would be like, I'm on my period. I have cramps. I can't go to school today. And he wouldn't question it, because when I would get cramps, they would be really bad, to the point that one time I passed out. So he wouldn't question it, you know. But I definitely used it when it wasn't true.
Like for me, like I would just tell my mom like, oh, I don't feel like going to school today. Or like sometimes she'll be like, oh, you need to go to school, and I'll be like, You know what you can actually do to make yourself sick? Is put a bean in your belly button.
Put a bean?
In your belly button, and you start getting a fever.
No way.
I learned that from my dad, because he told me as a kid he used to do that to his mom. So he wouldn't go to school.
Well, I've heard, like, sometimes when people have fevers.
Don't use that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, don't do that. But I have heard sometimes, like, when people are sick and they have fevers or whatever. I personally never done it, but I have heard of people like rubbing alcohol on their belly button, and it like cools the fever.
Really?
But I work in the medical field. I don't think
it would work.
I would go to other things first, you know. But I've heard it works, so I believe you when you say that. Never have I ever tried to drink a complete glass of cola in one go.
I have.
No, I don't think I have.
Well, I mean, I tried, but it's like you're just chugging, and like it's like so cold and all the carbonation. It's like no.
It's hard.
Yeah, I probably got like halfway, and that's it.
And no, I have not tried. Never have I ever been to Disney World. No, I have not. But that's somewhere where I like, bucket list for sure.
Yeah.
You haven't either, right? Never have I ever shot a gun.
I have.
I have too, and it was actually my first time was with you.
Good job, baby. We need to go again.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Never have I ever crashed a car.
I have.
I haven't. I've dented a couple, but never like a full-on crash. I've never even been in a car accident, so hoping that it stays the same. But no. Never have I ever forged the signature of my parents on a report card.
I have.
I have too. Some were pretty believable, and I remember this one time my teacher was like, your parents do that? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay. Yeah, it was like really bad. But I was like in the 4th grade. No. But I think she let it slide because I was one of her top students. Actually, I got student of the year that year. So she was probably like, because I had gotten in trouble and I usually wouldn't. Like she would send weekly like little report cards, I guess.
Yeah. Or
just of how you were doing. And mine were always like really good. And that particular week, I had been really chatty. I missed one day of homework, and so she was like, you know, this is not like you. And I think I maxed out my strikes or whatever she would give.
Warning.
So I got to like the worst one, which was like a red card with like a bad report or whatever. And I signed it. And my dad was really strict, so I was like, okay, you know, he signs them every week and they're always good. I think I got it. And no, it was way off.
Yeah, mine was a little worse. Because that was for a computer class. And they would train you like how to like type and stuff like that. And then I remember it was in Blackstock. It was well, here in California. Oh, I'm sorry. And my teacher's name was, or is, Mr. Minowich.
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah. And then like, well, you know, as us being kids, we had a nickname for him.
Minowich?
Mino, B-I-T-C-H.
Oh, okay.
So, like it was time, he's like, all right, take out your agendas, you know, I'm gonna go around and check your signatures. And so when he said that, really, I was like, I didn't get it signed. So, like me thinking I was all Mr. Smarty, like I took out my agenda and I was like this. And I was over here like trying to do the signature. And then I didn't notice he was already over me. And then he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I forgot to get it signed.
Yeah.
And he goes, give me your agenda. And so he gave me a note saying like, letting my parents know what had happened.
Yeah.
And then my parents had to sign it. And he said that it better be their signature. I was a little kid. I was all like terrified, you know? And then like my mom read what I had done. But
Did
you know,
she laugh?
She laughed. She thought it was funny.
I could figure your mom laughing. Yeah. I could see your mom laughing at that.
Yeah, and she goes, see, because you're being a little
smart ass.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah.
So, you know, and I got caught, and then after that I learned my lesson and never did it again.
Oh, okay.
And I made sure like every week like I would like
have them sign it.
Yeah. Or my mom would ask me, hey, I don't have to sign your thing? Or you're gonna do it. And I was like, no, you can do it.
And never have I ever lost the keys of my house.
I did once.
No. It happened a couple times where I would forget them and get locked out of the house, but never lost them.
I lost one time.
Never have I ever had the experience of being close to death. You have? You wanna share your story?
Yes. So what had happened was, I was coming down the street, because I was walking. I was coming from the DMV, and I was going down that road, where yeah. And then there was that on the street is called Dolly and Saviors, and I was walking down Saviors, and so what
Which
happened?
is like a pretty busy.
Yeah, very
street.
Busy street, but there's no
It's
lights.
like a main road kind of.
Yeah, and so what happened was a car was coming out through this street, but there was also a car coming this way. So I don't know if the lady didn't see him or not. She went. And then right when she was turning, the car like came and clipped her. And so like the car that was turning like went straight onto the sidewalk. And so I literally had to run backwards so I wouldn't get hit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You never told me that story.
Oh, well, you know.
How old were you?
I was probably like in my early 20s.
Oh.
Like really early 20s. And I got scared that like to the point where like it happened, and I literally went like the lady backed up and she was just like chilling on the road, but with her hazards on, and I just like walked straight through, and I probably took like maybe like 20-30 steps like away from the scene. I just started crying. I was so scared.
That sounds scary. Yeah.
And it was, and all you hear was like right before it happened, you just hear like this long honk, and boom, and then I just like ran backwards. That's my experience, guys.
That's my first time hearing that story. Yeah. Mine was not that crazy, but when I was, I think I was either 6 or 7, probably 7. I almost drowned. Like I legit almost drowned. My dad had to go and like get me. And so to this day, I have a fear of like deep water. So, yeah. Yours kind of takes the win. Yeah. Never have I ever shoplifted something.
Oh man.
I have.
I have.
And I was little, and it was the stupidest thing. I remember being, I was probably like 9. I had to be 9. And it was around Easter time, and you know how they bring out those Easter like egg decorating kits. Well, when I was little, I used to be obsessed, and I mean obsessed with stickers. I love stickers. I remember my mom bought me a sticker making machine, which basically what it did is it laminated any picture that you wanted, and the backside was like sticky, so you made your own sticker. Oh my god, I loved that machine for years. and I used to just love stickers. I was obsessed with stickers. Well, I saw that on that egg decorating thing, it came with like Easter stickers. And I was not interested in decorating it. I was just interested in the stickers. And we were grocery shopping. It was at a grocery store. And I remember opening it and getting in the stickers only. I didn't want any like of the egg decorating part of the kit. Keep in mind this kit was probably only like $2. But I just wanted the stickers. So I opened it. I got the stickers. And then I put it back. And then my mom saw it and she was like, do you want me to buy you that? And I was like, no.
I only want the stickers.
Yeah, I was like, I only want the stickers. Like I had put it in my pocket.
You technically didn't get caught. Your mom just saw you.
Well, technically I did get caught, but I didn't because that was the second box that I had opened.
Okay.
So I got to keep the stickers from one box, but she made me put the other ones back.
So you just shoplifted once instead of twice?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's all fancy.
Yeah. And then
No, my story's worse.
I don't remember shoplifting anything else. I was always really scared to get caught or get like in a lot of trouble. So I mean, I was kind of like a goody goody when I was little. Once I got to high school, it was like a little different, but yeah.
So my story is a little different because it was me and my accomplice, my little brother.
Oh.
And we were at Walmart, and we were like in the school section, like school supplies. And my brother saw this pack, like those pencils that we have on the desk, like the lead pencils. He was all obsessed with those kind of pencils. So what he did was he grabbed, I believe it was a 24 pack. And so what he did is, like, back then, me and him, we used to wear skater shoes, which had a lot of room. So what he did is he grabbed 2 little bunches, put them on one shoe, 2 little bunches, and put them on the other shoe. And so, like, you know, we thought like, oh, we're legit. You know, we're good to go. And so, like, back then when I was in junior high and in high school, I always used to have a pen and pencil with me, always. And I would have them in my pocket, like clipped. But then that time he asked me, he's like, oh, I can't fit these anywhere, like just take them. And so I just stuck them in my pocket. And so we're like, all right, we're golden, you know, let's go. And then we were already walking, like, with my mom and my parents, and all of a sudden this guy just comes up to me and my brother and he goes, you two come with me. And then we already knew that we got caught. And then my mom just turned around, she said, what's going on? And then the guy told her, like, oh, your kids need to come with me. So they took us to, like, the little back room, and they were like, all right, we want you to empty out your pockets. And so, like, because they were, like, watching us in the camera the whole time.
Right.
So I was like, you know, man, we got caught. And so I took out the pencils that my brother gave me, but I kept my 2 ones that I had. So, and I put them on the table. So my brother had to literally take off his shoes to put on the table, and then they're like, all right, is that it? And then we're like, yeah. And then the guy's like, what about those 2 you have on your pants? Oh, and I told him, oh, these are mine.
Yeah.
And my mom, like, justified it, and like, yeah, he always has a pen and pencil, a lead pencil. Like, all right. And so they're like, oh, you know, like, this is a crime, you guys can't be doing this. And they were gonna call the cops. But since my mom was there, they were like, okay, like, you know, we're not gonna call the cops. But they made us sign like a contract or something saying that we cannot go to the store for 5 years, and we could never get employment at Walmart.
No way.
Like, I personally, I would never work at Walmart. You know, but that was the contract that we had to sign, and we were babies, like. Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly, I think he was. No, I think he was in junior high and I was in high school already. when that happened.
Uh-huh.
You know, and like me and my brother used to do everything together. So I was like,
Right.
you know, F it, like
Uh-huh.
let's do it. And so like once like we came back out, my dad's like, okay. He already knew what happened.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so we walked
So
out.
your dad wasn't with you guys when it happened? It was just your mom?
No, it was my mom, because once we were going, my dad was like more in front of us.
Uh-huh.
And so that's when it happened. And so we turned around and my mom followed us, and my dad's like, oh, what happened? And my mom just went like that, and she went like that.
Yeah.
And so when we came back, like my dad already knew.
Can I ask you a question? Did
What?
he kick your butt?
No, he did.
Oh, okay.
You know, but he said like to never do it again.
Yeah.
Especially when we're at the store with him.
Right.
I'll be like, so it's cool if we do it, you're not there?
No, he was basically
I know,
like, don't do it, but
Yeah, but we didn't get a spanking or anything, but you know. Yeah. And that was the first and last time I shoplifted.
yeah.
I did.
So, how did they know? Like, because they basically banned you from the store for 5 years.
Mhm.
But you guys still went back, right? You guys never went back to Walmart?
I was scared.
Really?
Mhm. Like in my mind,
Yeah.
until I got older, in my mind I was like, they have a picture. You know, they're looking for me. Like I was like, hell no.
Yeah.
You know.
Was this a big Walmart? Yeah, it had to have been, because the other
one on
one
Gonzales?
opened it not that long ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you live and you learn. We were little, you know, and they were pretty cool pencils. You know, so yeah.
You have some good stories today.
Well, you know, I got another one too. But it wasn't shoplifting. Like me and my little brother, we were like, okay, we were younger, and my dad used to own a furniture store called Five Points. And so right in front of that furniture store, there was a restaurant, and there was a payphone. For all of you who don't know what a payphone is, nowadays, it was like literally a phone. Anywhere like in the store or like a shopping place, there used to be a payphone. So they had a payphone in front of that restaurant. And me and my brother,
I think I've heard the story.
yeah, got this little idea. It's like, oh, you know, we'll have fun and we'll dial 911. And when they answer, we'll just like giggle and hang up. You know, and then I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. But we were little, and we didn't know.
Right.
And yeah, we did it like a couple of times. And the last one, we called again, and then a lady answered, and my brother was like, "Oh, you're so beautiful." And then we hung up, and then sure enough, like once we hung up, maybe like a minute or two, because we were gonna call again.
Right.
A minute or two, the cop was already pulling up around the restaurant. And then we're like, oh, like we messed up, like, and we like just left the phone and then started kind of like walking back to the furniture store.
Yeah.
And then all you hear is like the boo, and then we're like, no, we weren't.
Oh, okay.
But we were like kept walking, and then like he was talking to us, the cop, and then like right away my dad came out and he goes, oh, what happened? And so the cop is like, well, your sons were dialing 911, giggling, hanging up, without having a real emergency.
Right.
And so my dad, like I didn't know this at the time, but my dad like looked at the cop and like winked at him. And then my dad started telling the cop, oh, take him. You know, they did wrong. Take him. Oh, man. Me and my brother were bawling like, we're so sorry. We will never do this again. You know, we promise. And my dad's like, no, take him to jail. You know, and then we were just like, please, sir, please don't take us. And then he was just looking at us, like not trying to laugh, because he had like a little smirk.
Right.
And so like, you know, but like we were little, we didn't know. And so the cop was like, you know what? I hope you guys learned your lesson. Don't do it again, and I won't take you to jail. I'm like, yes, we learned that lesson. We're sorry. You know?
Yeah.
And then honestly, like my brother, like he was littler, so it was a little bit more extra. But yeah, we learned that lesson. Only dial 911 when you have an emergency.
Right. Yeah.
Cause that 911 ain't no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we learned that lesson.
Can they fine you for that?
Fine you?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Right? Because you're kind of like...
Hogging up the line.
Yeah.
For someone that has an actual real emergency.
Right, yeah.
Alright, YouTube, so this concludes our video for today. Let us know what you think, you know, comment below. Let us know any like crazy never have I ever's that you guys have personally done or experienced.
Yeah, share any like cool stories that you guys have with us. Yeah, we'd love to read it.
Yeah.
So let us know.
So, you know, just throw out a like, subscribe, you know, turn on your notifications, and, you know,
share it with your friends, share on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you guys want.
you know, just so that way, slowly but surely, our little YouTube family can grow.
Yeah.
And
we can keep it going.
so that'll be it, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.